Hey guys, good morning. It's Jay here, and today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. We're going to talk about when I was opening my insurance agency, what I focused on and what I considered to make sure that I was making a good decision. So please smash that like button because it helps more than you know. Let's go ahead and get into it. Make you guys aware, I cannot say my carrier's name, so as I'm referencing this, just know that if you Google who's the largest insurance carrier, that might be who I'm with. Don't know, but possibly.
Hey guys, it's Editor Jay here. I just want to take a quick minute to give you my sales philosophy in case any of my customers are watching this. I believe in giving the customers the lowest price the first time, as well as giving all customers exceptional customer service. We as insurance agents don't actually set the insurance premiums. A lot of times we have very little control over the actual cost of the insurance. I have a contract with the insurance company and that's how I'm compensated. But again, we honor your business by doing you right and not running your costs up. So I just wanted to put that out there as we're talking about premiums collected. I want all my customers to know where I stand.
First thing that you have to consider when you are selecting an insurance company that you want to represent is what is that carrier's name going to be? Some of the things that I appreciate about having a large carrier is that brand recognition. I don't have to work as hard at marketing myself because the carrier has already created the reputation that I want to have. And so selecting a brand or a carrier that's going to have a great reputation is really important. Two other things that I would say that are important when picking an insurance carrier that you'd like to represent would be the technology and the claims. And I'll briefly touch on these. The technology is really important, more important than you know. I remember as a kid, my parents had an insurance agency, and every time the computers would break, they would pack these computers up and they would take them to Best Buy. And I remember many times going back and forth to Best Buy because the computers weren't working. We needed tech support. So when selecting an insurance carrier, it was really important to me to make sure that I had access to technology. And all of the equipment that I have in my office is leased. I pay a monthly fee, I lease all the equipment. If something breaks, they fix it. If something doesn't work, they replace it. And that makes a lot of financial sense for me. The other thing that you'll want to consider when selecting a carrier is how well do they pay their claims. And we're going to come back at that at the end. But really, you don't want to pick a carrier that's not going to pay the claims. You're selling a promise here. Carrier you pick isn't going to uphold the promise, then don't sell that to a customer because they deserve better than that. The next thing that you're going to want to consider is when picking a carrier, do you want to be a captive agent or do you want to be a broker? So let me explain the difference between the two of those. A captive agent is somebody who has a contract with an insurance company and they are legally bound to that contract that they are not going to solicit insurance for another carrier. That is what I am. I am a captive agent. I only solicit insurance for one carrier. Now, is that good? In my opinion, yes. I am happy to have one carrier that I can really stand behind, that I trust wholeheartedly. I have all my eggs in one basket, but I truly believe I picked the right carrier. I'm really pleased with them. Now, the other option is going to be a broker. And being a broker may be having several different insurance companies that you're contracted with. And a lot of times the benefit to that is that if somebody doesn't qualify for a specific company, you can put them with another company and you still have an opportunity to retain that business. The downside to that is a lot of times brokers find themselves price shopping where they are using their carriers to fight against each other rates. And really what that is that's a race to the bottom that we don't want to be involved in. You can go find cheap insurance. Easy. You can go find it. Somebody will take your money and give you cheap insurance. But when it comes time for the claims to pay, that's really what's important. And if you pay for cheap insurance, you're likely going to get a cheap payout when it comes time for a claim to pay. Next thing you're going to really want to consider when looking at opening an insurance business is location. There's a fine line between premiums and costs. And so when somebody has a higher premium state, they're paying more money for their insurance every single month. Ultimately, that does benefit the insurance agency, but a lot of times what happens is the cost of living in that state typically matches what people pay. For example, I used to live in Florida, and I moved away from Florida when opening my property and casualty insurance business. So one of the reasons was that the cost of living there was really high, and that the cost to have any staff was high, and to rent a location was high. So even though the insurance premium premiums were really high, it was offset by the high cost of living. You're not actually making any more money because your costs are so high. Now, I currently live in the Midwest, in Kansas, where the cost of living is relatively low, which also means that the insurance premiums are relatively low. It's a balance, and you kind of have to decide what's important to you when selecting that location. And then another thing with the location is catastrophes, which comes back to the claims, and we will get back to that on the end, the back side of this. The next thing is going to be the structure of your agency, and what I mean by that is, do you want to be an independent agent that you are the salesman, that you go out and that you are selling the insurance yourself, or would you like to have a team of people that are selling insurance on your behalf? In my business model, I do have a team of people. I have an office manager, and I have 2 people in customer care, 1 person that I consider an account rep that does like new business. I have a remote service person, and we have contact reps, which contact people and solicit insurance on our behalf. So you have to decide on your structure. Do you want to go door to door and sell insurance? Do you want a physical location? Lots of different things to consider with that. So that brings us all the way back to the end here, which is going to be claims. The most important thing when picking a carrier is, do they pay their claims? Point blank, we're selling a contract. We're selling a promise that when something happens, that we're going to be there for them, and that we're going to go above and beyond in every way we can to make sure that we put them back to normal. That's called indemnify. We indemnify somebody. We put them back the way they were prior to the incident occurring. It is important when you pick a carrier that you get behind, that you have somebody that backs you, that's behind you, that's going to pay the claims. Our promises that we make our customers are only as good as what our carrier upholds. So make sure that when you're picking an insurance carrier that you are picking one that's going to pay their claims. Do research. This is important. The worst thing that can possibly happen is you get stuck with somebody that doesn't pay their claims consistently, and you end up losing customers as a result of that. Not even so much the losing customers portion as much as you're not doing people right. And we have to. You know, we are the insurance professionals that they rely on, that people trust us. When they choose to do business with you, they are trusting you to take care of them. We have to do our job, and we have to do it well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like this video and drop me a comment. Even if you don't have something to say, just drop me an emoji, because that engagement really helps, like more than you even know. Thank you guys so much for taking some time to watch this video and joining me today, and I will look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.